Hey, what up YouTube, welcome back to a new video with Rams Fan YT. In today's video we are going over the best January transfer signing or winter transfer signing, whatever you want to refer to it as, from the Championship. I've not included Chris Martin in this, although it's debatable whether he would have reached my list anyhow, but he has signed for QPR within the last 24 hours. Anyhow, let's start with Birmingham City though, with Kevin Long. The defender, who has previously operated on both centre-half and right-back, is a Republic of Ireland international, and he has represented the Clarets in all domestic competitions, as well as turning out in the UEFA Europa League at the start of the 2018-19 season. His time playing at Turf Moor, following a move from his hometown club of Cork City, was supplemented by a loan move to 5 different clubs, as he recorded minutes across all 3 tiers of the Football League. Both the Irishman's youth and senior career started at his native Cork, and after breaking into their first team as a teenager towards the end of the noughties, he was the subject of interest from a number of first and second division clubs in England, and opted to sign for Burnley in January 2010. Later that year, Long embarked on the first of 2 loan moves to neighbouring Accrington Stanley, where he would make 43 appearances across 2 seasons before further temporary switches to Rochdale and Portsmouth. Following these experiences, in 2012 he made his Burnley debut in the Sky Bet Championship and was involved as they secured a return to the Premier League for the 2014-15 campaign, before his final 2 loans took him to Barnsley and Milton Keynes Dons. More recently, he has added to his tally of top-flight outings to the count of nearly half a century, and in 2017 he earned the first of 17 full international caps. Blackburn Rovers' Sorba Thomas. In terms of what Sorba brings on the pitch, he is a quick, skillful and diligent player who is improving year on year. He's very direct, always looking to beat fullbacks 1v1 and possesses a good engine. Although he has played wing-back for his club, he prefers to play further forward. Sorba has provided 6 assists this season, and he's proven to be somewhat of a set-piece specialist, creating 6 goals from corners and free kicks last season, a league high. During his short time in the Championship, the versatile wideman has also solidified himself as a Wales international. Not too shabby for a guy that was playing against Kings Lynn Town a little over a year ago. What's most impressive about Sorba's rise is how quickly he's adapted to the training and setup in regard to the higher level of quality. Sorba was included in the Welsh national squad for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Either way, with him being comfortable on either side of the pitch, he's an incredibly useful player to have available in Thomason's squad. Overall, there's certainly bags of potential here, with Sorba, who will most likely make the jump to the Premier League sooner rather than later, whether that's at Blackburn or elsewhere. Blackpool Andy Lyons. Right, I know I included him mistakenly in the summer one, but he's actually signed a pre-contract agreement, which means he didn't come through until this transfer window. The 22-year-old has European experience with Shamrock Rovers and has made 32 appearances for the club, scoring 8 goals. He provides squad depth but also versatility, being able to play on either wing-back position, but prefers right-back, which is what Appleton wanted to focus on really. He is highly rated in Ireland, being part of their under-21 setup. For a player so young, he's already amassed over 100 senior appearances. Bristol City, Nikita Aikin. Aikin maybe, was born in Netanya in Israel in 1995. He is Israeli-Russian after his family emigrated from Russia to Israel, but he is also a British national. Aikin played for Torpedo Moscow and Dynamo Moscow in his youth career, as well as having spells at Chelsea, Portsmouth and Reading. After not making the grade in England, he moved to the Portuguese side Nacional on the island of Madeira. He later left Nacional for Spanish side Marbella, before returning to Russia in 2015 to play for Mordovia Saransk. From there, he moved to Kuban Krasnodar. In 2016, he headed back to Israel to play for Bnei Yehuda and Hapoel Kfar Sabah. Definitely pronounced these names wrong. From there, he spent 4 seasons at Bodo Glimt, turned out 121 times for the Norwegian side. On the international front, Aikin has represented Russia from under 15 to under 21s level. He has been called up for the senior side in the past, but is yet to make a full international debut for Russia. Burnley Lyle Foster. The 9-cap South Africa international will certainly be high on confident as he's enjoying the most productive season of his career in 2022-23. Having scored 8 times and added 4 assists in 21 appearances for Westerlo in the Jupiler Pro League. He signed for the Belgian club in the summer after impressing while on loan from Portuguese side Guimarães last season. Foster made headlines when he moved to Europe from South Africa in 2019. With that being a teenager who had been tipped as one of the 60 most exciting young players in the world a few years earlier, and he joined Monaco from Orlando Pirates. Based on his age and what he offers, Foster could well cement himself as company's long-term striking option. He's still just 22, but the 6'2" forward should be capable of dealing with the physical challenges of a championship football and is unlikely to shy away from duels with centre defenders. He's got the pace and the clever movement to hurt teams by running in behind and playing off the shoulder of the last defender, which means he tends to score many of his goals in transition. Foster is a capable finisher off both feet and has scored the vast majority of his goals this season from inside the penalty area, but just one has been from inside the 6-yard box. The expansive style of play company has implemented at Turf Moor requires forwards to be involved in play outside of the box as well as in it, and that should be no issue for the new arrival, who was a regular part of build-up play at Westerlo and has provided 4 assists this term. The forward has proven himself to be a willing pressure as well, which should be particularly useful for the Clarets if they return to the Premier League as expected this term. Cardiff City, Sorry Kabar. He has fine technical ability, he's very strong and powerful, and he's really good when in form. He's since been a regular starter for his parent club this term, featuring in all but one of their Super Legion games, netting twice. It's like FC which one is it? Or Nordsjælland, I don't know how you pronounce that. And he is also tussled with the likes of Lazio, Feyenoord and Benfica in Europe this season. Carber has left the Jutland outfit with an impressive tally of 20 goals in 73 league games. His record at previous clubs of Elche, 22 and 59, and Alcobendas of 13 and 52 is just as strong. And with the Bluebirds struggling for a meaningful attacking spark, it's a record they would be foolish to overlook. He also hates being on the bench, so has that desire to play. This is the sort of dogged personal ambition, passion and determination that's been lacking with this Cardiff squad in recent months. But they clearly hint at the potential for fireworks too. Harnessing that energy could well be the key to any sort of success Kabar will enjoy in South Wales. Coventry City, Sean Maguire. Maguire is an Irish international, having appeared 12 times for his national side and netted 1 goal. After beginning his career at Waterford United in Ireland in 2013, he moved to West Ham United, and his spell at Hammers also included loans at Sligo Rovers and also Accrington Stanley. Following his departure from West Ham in 2015, the diminutive forward Maguire also enjoyed spells at Dundalk and then Cork City. His form at Cork, where he scored 54 goals in 73 games, grabbed the attention of Preston North End, and he made the move to Lancashire in July 2017. His first championship season saw him score 10 goals in 24 games, and the striker has gone on to make 170 appearances in all competitions for North End. He is therefore an experienced striker at this level who has a number of qualities that will help them between now and the end of the season. He can hold the ball up well and is adept at bringing others into play. He will provide a very good option for them in the forward area. Huddersfield Town, Thomas Vaclik. Fast approaching 500 career appearances to his name at 33 years of age, the 6'3" tall goalkeeper has also appeared over 50 times for the Czech Republic, playing against England at the Euros 2020 as the country's first choice at the tournament. His first time playing domestically in England, his career has seen him move from the Czech Republic to Switzerland, Spain and Greece, playing for some major sides in each country such as Sparta Prague, Basel, Sevilla and Olympiacos. Boasting an impressive honours list, Thomas won the title with Sparta Prague before joining Basel, where he would go on to win the Swiss League on 3 occasions, also winning the Swiss Cup once. Moving on to Sevilla, he was part of their 2020 UEFA Europa League winning side, earning a runners-up medal in the UEFA Super Cup, before picking up another league title with Olympiacos in the 2021-22 season. Hull City, Aaron Connolly. The Galway-born youngster is archetypal of a modern forward. Connolly is well suited to the press. His compact size gives him the low centre of gravity, enabling him to play close to the floor, accelerate quickly and change direction in an instant. Connolly successfully achieves an outcome from pressure, with 1/3 resulting in possession in the team he represents, as equivalent to 5 seconds to regain possession. Nobody runs more intensely than Connolly though. In terms of raw pace, his top speed of 35 km per hour, of course speed in itself is relatively insignificant in football and needs to be channeled into something more productive to be of any genuine use. But having highlighted how his athleticism enables Connolly to be an effective presser, the same could be said of his ability as an attacker, or to be more specific, when he has the ball. The youngster draws fouls at a ridiculously good rate, the most amongst his teammates. In fact, only 5 players won more fouls per 90 than Connolly across the entire 2019-20 Premier League. He doesn't just draw fouls, but does so in situations which will facilitate Hull's substantial threat from the set pieces. His ability to cope with the physicality of the league is a virtue Connolly has attributed to his upbringing in Ireland. He played hurling as a youth, a combative sport where players wear no protective padding, and Connolly has pointed to the physicality of the sport as the reason why he can withstand heavy hits from a Premier League, and therefore the more physical Championship opponents would definitely struggle to get the ball off him, if I'm honest. From an Irish perspective, he's made 8 appearances for the main national team. Like all good strikers, there's something unique about Aaron Connolly as a goalscorer. Most likely to finish from between the posts, and their scoring patterns typically reflect this. Connolly doesn't though, and the Irishman is particularly deadly in the left-hand side space area, and the space between the left channel and the centre of the pitch. It's a zone which naturally sits a curling far post finish from a right footer. Given a wider angle, think the Thierry Henry finish. But Connolly has the ability to go inside or outside. He uses a high-touch approach when in this zone, keeping close control of the ball, forcing defenders to drop. This suggests an element of maturation from the Irishman to be able to score in a variety of ways. Luton Town, Jack Walton. Jack Walton, aged 24, joined Barnsley's academy as a 15-year-old from Bolton Wanderers and quickly impressed staff as he became a regular keeper for the under-18s. Jack also gained international recognition with the England under-18 squad as a 17-year-old and later signed a 3-year professional deal as he forced his way into the first-team condition between 2017 and 2019. The shortstopper proved to be a vital part of Barnsley's Championship survival during the 2019-20 season, where he kept 5 clean sheets in the final 9 games of the campaign. He then played 24 times in the Championship as the Tykes reached the playoff semi-finals of the following season. This term he has amassed 9 appearances in all competitions, keeping 2 clean sheets. Jack is an excellent, experienced goalkeeper, which strengthens the depth in the goalkeeping department. Middlesbrough, Dan Barlaser. A standout player of the year with the Millers over the last 3.5 years, where his honours included winning the EFL Trophy and League One promotion double last season, but he also previously gained promotion from League One in 2019-20. He was League One Player of the Month in December 2021. He has also made appearances for both the Turkish and English youth setups. In terms of attributes, he has a good attitude for a player who is still relatively young at 26. He also has a desire to improve, but thus far he's appeared in all matches this season in the Championship. Millwall, Duncan Watmore. Watmore plays as a winger, and in November 2015, Sunderland forward Jermaine Defoe likened Watmore to Gareth Bale, his former Tottenham Hotspur teammate, citing a shared ability to ball control. He's made an international caps with England's under-20s, under-21s, and in 2020-21 he finished as Borough's top scorer. Norwich City, Marquinhos. Not the famous PSG player, but the loanee from Arsenal. Marquinhos is a left-footed winger, and although he is comfortable playing on either side, he prefers playing on the right wing as he is able to cut inwards. Oftentimes in his youth career, he has also played down the middle, and having that sort of versatility is a useful attribute for any team. Marquinhos isn't held in the same regard as other Brazilians, but there is still some talent in him that can be honed into something far greater in the long run. He made his first team debut in 2021 under the leadership of former Argentina forward Hernan Crespo, and he even scored on his first start for the club in a Copa Libertadores match against Racing in the competition's round of 16. The debut came at the age of 18, and he has featured in the team quite often since. There has been plenty of faith shown in the player, and he has played 15 times for that club in 2022, even netting in a Copa Sudamerica match. Over the course of his young career, Marquinhos has scored 4 goals and 3 assists in 39 first-team appearances, although most of those appearances have come off the bench. That doesn't include his time though so far in England, where he has made 6 appearances for Arsenal, scoring once and contributing 1 assist. Still, it's a valuable experience, and many think he can get even better over the coming years, should he make the right move. Preston North End, Josh Onoma. Josh Onoma scores goals, most notably of a moment of dribbling wizardry in the first leg of the playoff semi-final against Cardiff, and provided a dynamism to the midfield that isn't always present in his absence. He spent much of his game time under Scott Parker as a number 10, but was used as more of a number 8 under Marco Silva, and it is here that his physical attributes and technical skills appeared best suited. He is strong in possession and has the ability to manipulate the ball in tight spaces. In his new role, he has the freedom to get forward, but also offer a short option for defenders as the team attempts to build from the back. Even at 25, he is an experienced head in midfield. His stature allows him to ensure the Whites were not a soft touch. No midfielder at the club makes more tackles than him, and he also bests for midfielders for both aerial and ground duels. In possession, his forward runs allow him to create a space for and then lay on assists. He often leads counter-attacks and even contributes goals. He has a pass accuracy of 86%. Once again, this leads the way in successful ground duels and tackles. While his work rate on the ball is proving very productive, it's his work out of possession that currently marked him out as the key cog in Silva's system. From what has been seen thus far, it's fair to say that Onoma is developing into a complete midfielder. Queen's Park Rangers Jamal Lowe. He has proven experience at this level, and he can play right across the front line, and I think he will complement the players they have there very, very well. He also brings competition to the squad in that area of the pitch, and he also brings about a bit of fire or passion to strive to do his best to try and get into the first team and then prove it. He came from non-league initially, but proved with Portsmouth that he could cut it, and recently he has played in the Premier League this season. He was fundamental in helping Bournemouth gain promotion to the Premier League, as well as gaining promotion from the Isthmian Premier League and League Two, as well as winning the EFL Trophy and being in the PFA Team of the Year in 2018-19. He's also Jamaican international, having made 4 appearances and scored 2 goals on the international stage. Reading Cesare Casady. Rated as one of the most promising Italian talents of his generation, Casady has been described as a well-rounded and more modern midfielder who excels both physically and technically. He can play on both sides in a 3, 4 or 5-man trio, but also as an attacking midfielder, or even in the holding role. Mainly a right-footed player, he's still quite comfortable with his weaker foot too. Despite being tall and having a slight valgus deformity, he is elegant and comfortable on the ball, whether he is passing it or carrying it, while also showing good pace and coordination. Thanks to his off-the-ball movement, his intelligence and his abilities in shooting and heading, he can get himself many chances to score. Defensively, he tends to dive into tackles and press the opponents, while also using his body to duel with opponents or defend the ball. Due to his skills, he has been compared to Massimo Ambrosini and Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, although he cited Nicolo Barella, Marcelo Brozovic, Raja Nainggolan and Javier Zanetti as sources of inspiration. Rotherham United Jordan Hugill. The 30-year-old's game is built upon his strength and hold-up play. He is a bruiser and a menace for championship defences, who is comfortable winning the ball in the air or with his back to goal. At Preston, Alex Neil set up his side in a 4-2-3-1 formation, with Hugill as the focal point, so Hugill will seamlessly flit into the target man role at Rotherham. Hugill is a target man forward, has great strength and is able to outmuscle opposition defenders. Former Port Vale teammate Tom Pope stated that Hugill had an excellent attitude and was desperate to learn and improve. Sheffield United haven't signed anyone, so on to Stoke City. Axel Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe's preferred position is at centre-back, but he can also play as a right-back and has featured as a holding midfielder. His playing style has been compared to that of teammate Eric Bailly and former Spain international Javi Martinez. Tuanzebe's performance on his first team debut in a friendly against Wigan Athletic in July 2016 led manager Jose Mourinho to remark, 10 minutes is enough, the potential is there, you see it immediately. Sunderland, Isaac Leharji. Leharji is a left-footed winger who can boast close control, exciting dribbling skills and an impressive turn of pace. As you'd expect, that makes him very effective in 1v1 situations, although he is not obsessed with cutting inside like many inverted wingers can be. In fact, he is very comfortable to go on the outside of fullbacks too, while driving into the box. His style is very reminiscent of Ahmed Diallo, which suggests he is the man that Sunderland see as succeeding the Ivorian when he goes back to Manchester United in the summer. Swansea City equally didn't sign anyone. So on to Watford. Ismail Kone. So far in his youth career, Kone has demonstrated 2 big positive skills: creating chances and dribbling. Kone has great off-the-ball movement and close control, which makes him a danger in and around the edge of the penalty box. He is very good at receiving the ball in dangerous areas and then either creating a chance for someone else or having a shot himself. He really thrives around the edge of the penalty area and makes late runs into the box. In addition to his forward runs, Kone is a strong and willing dribbler. His completion rates are only a little above average, but he is very willing to take a player on and likes to carry the ball. When we look at Kone's possession stats, we can see that he does not have a huge amount of touches in most games, but despite this, he is above average in progressive carries to the final third and penalty area, and dribbles attempted. Kone is very quick on return and good at using his body to shield the ball. Once he gets up to speed, he is very hard to stop, and he is very shifty with his body movements. His dribbling is very direct in general, and his runs with the ball often end with a shot. Ismail Kone is very tall for a midfielder, standing at 6'2", and that helps a lot with his dribbling. He is big enough to hold off opponents with his long limbs, allowing him to control the ball when it is relatively far away from his body. He is not without skill, and he can certainly pick a pass. He has a good success rate when he does go for a long range pass, and he does not break a lot of lines, but at least he is capable of playing outlet passes. Kone's attacking ability and his dribbling skill could allow him to have a positive impact as an aggressive box-to-box midfielder at the championship level. Though he does not play many progressive passes, the ones he does attempt are usually accurate. Similarly, although he does not make many defensive plays, his tackle success rate is above average. He is also really tall and has good physical traits, which will always give him a leg up on his less gifted counterparts. West Bromwich Albion, Nathaniel Chalobah. Chalobah is known for his versatility, work rate and fitness levels, both in defending and attacking senses. He is described as tall, athletic and can operate in either midfield or defence, being notably quick in the tackle. The 28-year-old made a cap for England in 2018, and he has also got experience at frequently challenging at the top end of the leagues he's been with in the forms and guises of Chelsea, Watford and Fulham. It will certainly add quality and competition in the first team squad, which will inevitably improve the squad. Chalobah is an athletic, hard-working midfielder who has the quality to make a real impact in the Championship. And finally, but not least, Wigan Athletic, Steven Caulker. Caulker, a 31, adds a wealth of top-flight and international experience to the squad. The central defender started his professional career at Tottenham Hotspur in 2009, before spending 3 seasons on loan with Yeovil Town, Bristol City and Swansea City to gain senior experience. It was with the latter where Caulker would experience his first taste of top-flight football, with a central defender making 26 starts as Swansea finished 11th in 2011-12. The 30-year-old was rewarded with a call-up for England at the back of his impressive performances, scoring on his debut against Sweden in November 2012, the same year he represented Team GB at the London Olympics. Following his international exploits, Caulker made 28 appearances in all competitions upon his return to White Hart Lane, before making a permanent switch to Cardiff City in July 2013. He was never present for the Bluebirds in the Premier League, playing every minute of the campaign, scoring on 5 occasions. A move to Queen's Park Rangers followed in July 2014, and Caulker made 36 league appearances in his debut season for the R's before departing on loan to Southampton for the first half of the 2015-16 campaign. He would spend the remainder of that season on loan with Liverpool, where he worked under Jurgen Klopp at Anfield and was teammate of current Latics manager Toure. After departing at QPR in December 2017, Caulker had a brief spell north of the border with Dundee, before moving overseas to Turkish Super League side Alanyaspor at the start of 2019, and he was a huge success during his time at the Kirabiyik Oldin Stadium, with his form earning a move to Fenerbahce in June 2021. He would spend his loan season there on loan at Gaziantep, before moving to fellow Turkish top-flight side Fatih Karagümrük last summer. He's the captain of the Sierra Leone national team after switching allegiances in October 2021. Caulker has played over 300 senior games in his career to date and adds further strength to the Latics defence ahead of the remainder of the 2022-23 Championship campaign. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you're new around here, that would be hugely appreciated. We've got a history of your club with Newport County coming up next week on Monday, and then the League One equivalent to this video a precise week to today. But goodbye for now.